see how it was going to generate major revenue for them, and all it was going to do was massively pee a load of people off. And Adrian's here with something else on the back of the trailer that I've bought without seeing anything other than a picture or two. So we better find out if it's actually any good or not. So I've just purchased another subscriber vehicle, and this is the highest mileage vehicle I have purchased from a subscriber yet. This 2012 2.2 Ranger has covered 191,000 miles. Yeah, he's done some serious mileage, but the reason that I have purchased it is because the condition of it is outstanding. It's probably one of the best pickup trucks I've had so far in terms of condition. It's a nicely spec'd out one as well, being the limited. The 2.2 is a chain driven engine, so we don't have a cam belt to look at changing on it. It does have a full service history. Like I said, it's just in really clean condition. Now the subscriber we bought from has, hopefully I get this right, a cleaning company. I don't think the vehicles have really been used for much other than just running back and forth between jobs. I suspect probably a lot of motorway and dual carriageway miles that have been done, because it's just, compared to everything else you see down here in Devon, condition wise it just is too nice to have been used for anything more serious. It's wearing Michelin's on the front, Yokohama's on the back. It's got a brand new advisory free MOT on it, so it's got a full service history. Inside it's got the leather, sat nav, cruise control, Bluetooth. There's some signs of the the mileage, the wear on the top of the gear lever there. The factory, we've got a cover on the steering wheel, but the rest of the buttons have worn really well. They haven't worn through at all. The passenger seats in good condition. We've got heated seats there as well. The rear seats are pretty much as new. We've got fitted Ranger mats that are all as new. It's really only the driver's side that gives you any indication it's covered this kind of mileage at all. Just on the bolster here, it's cracked a little bit on the side of the bolster and worn a little bit there, but other than that you really wouldn't tell it had done this kind of mileage at all. Yeah, 576,000 miles. All round Lecky windows. It's a really nice spec one. Inside the bed again indicates that really this hasn't done any hard work at all. It's really clean there. It's got a bit of tape across the top here, presumably because that got scuffed up from stuff being loaded, but actually looks all right the way that's been done. There's no VAT on it, which is a big plus. We haven't got to worry about any VAT. Which obviously can push the price of these up quite a bit and affect the people that aren't VAT registered. Now obviously being in North Devon, I thought this is going to give some lad the opportunity to drive around, or maybe someone who's setting up a new business, drive around in a pickup truck that looks a lot more money than it is because of the condition, and obviously nobody from the outside is going to know the mileage. So I thought it'd give them a cracking opportunity to have a cheap truck. But we'll go for a little drive and see what 191,000 mile Ranger is like. Well, I forgot to mention that very usefully within its spec it also has a reversing camera, which I'm no doubt going to need. So starts up okay on the button. Let's go for a little ride, see what we think. Clutch is in the middle, so I don't know if it's had a clutch at some point or not. It feels okay. Gearbox seems okay, it's going through the gears fine. There's no resistance in any of those. Plenty of punch from the turbo when it gets in. It's pretty dead until the turbo kicks in, but I imagine that's what the 2.2s are like, because you've got a bit of a body to carry around, haven't you? So we give it more of a push. It goes along quite nicely. The ride's nice. The suspension doesn't feel shot at all. Again, with that kind of miles, if it's only been doing it on the dual carriageways and motorways, it probably won't have had too much work, or either that or it's had some suspension at some point. But no, it pulls nicely straight up into 6th gear, loads of torque. Steering feels nice. Feels smooth. always nice being that higher up when you're in the lanes. Seats are nice and comfortable. The interior is a nice place to be. You can feel that it's no Range Rover suspension, it's a bit fidgety. But all the pickup trucks I've driven are a bit fidgety. It's just a characteristic of the suspension, I think. It's obviously dialed in for carrying heavy payloads, not for just normal ride. But you know what? You wouldn't tell that you've done this kind of mileage if the mileage was covered up on the dash. You'd think maybe 80,000 miles, maybe something like that. You'd be able to tell from the wear on the gear knob, I guess, that it'd done quite a few miles, but you wouldn't be able to tell from the drive itself. So back up into 6th, I imagine you can do decent MPG in it. We're doing national speed limit now and it's not too noisy inside. There isn't horrendous road noise from the tyres either, even though they're slightly off-road style. Yeah, I imagine this is to be, you know, if you're using this as your daily, it wouldn't be a problem at all. It's quite comfortable. Now, it is worth covering something that's probably been brought up in the comments already down below on this video about double cabs. There was a potential in February for the market getting completely flooded with double cabs. You probably saw in February, if you follow this kind of thing, loads of really good lease deals coming out on double cab pickup trucks. Now, I don't like to get into politics because no one's ever going to agree on politics, but there was a decision that was made in February that I think is pretty, to be fair, outrageous. And that's what was, there was an announcement made by the government that in July of this year, they were going to withdraw the benefit that you got from driving a pickup truck, a double cab pickup truck, and that was you didn't pay the standard benefit in kind you paid for a company car. So with a company car, you pay a benefit in kind on your wages for having a car based on the emissions it's got and its value. Double cab pickup trucks didn't attract that. They were considered a commercial vehicle, so you got VAT advantages and tax advantages from having a pickup truck. But the government weren't happy with that for whatever reason, and they decided they were going to withdraw that, presumably to generate more tax income. To give you an example what the difference was going to be, so to show you the difference it would make, I did actually get this written down, so I'm not going to try and pretend I've remembered it offhand. For a 20% taxpayer, the difference was between £792, it would have jumped to £2,100 in tax, and for a 40% taxpayer, it would jump from £1,584 to £4,100 benefit in kind taxable amount. So it was going to be a big jump. It was going to be over double what it was before, and plus if it was reclassified as a car, you'd have lost the VAT benefit. So with a pickup truck, you can claim based on what percentage you use the car VAT back, based on what percentage of vehicles used for business use. Whereas with a car, I believe you can't claim the VAT back on the car. You can only claim, I think, 50% of the VAT back on a consumer car as a business if you're leasing it. You might have to be confirmed. But anyway, I thought, to be perfectly honest, I thought that was outrageous. I thought it was an absolutely outrageous thing to do. If you drive one of these pickup trucks, you don't really do it out of choice because they're not the nicest thing to drive versus a car. And you've normally got it because you do need, there is a need for it. You need the extra space or so forth. You need the extra ground clearance. And I just felt it was like a really hard tax on the working man, or working person, sorry. A really hard tax on a working person to for what they were going to make back out of it. Yeah, I didn't agree with it at all. Well, the old farmers got in on it, as they do. They started putting, and other business users started putting major pressure on the government, and it was very quickly withdrawn. But there was a little period in between where everybody started to panic and they wanted out of their pickup trucks, and you started to see them being offered double cab lease deals being super cheap, and needing new pickup trucks, people wanted to get out of them. So it could have been a very sticky situation with pickup trucks. So comment down below, do you think that actually no, that someone driving a double cab should have to pay the benefit in kind like anybody else, or do you think it's just it's not even a stealth tax, it's just another tax on the working person that wasn't really, I don't see how it was going to generate major revenue for them, and all it was going to do was massively pee a load of people off. Nicely as the truck drives for a truck, it actually drives really quite nicely. We have got an issue, and that is when I was reversing it in, I got a whiff of hot oil And if we look under the car, see if I can show you. Oh, get my start out the way. We can see we've got. If we look underneath, we can see we've got some fluid coming at the gearbox there. It looks to me like it is probably a rear main seal issue. Again, not unusual due to the mileage, although there's quite a bit over there as well. Could be coming from higher up, could be a rocker cover. So that might be worth checking out. But as the engine's getting hot and that's getting on it, it's creating a bit of a smell. So there's a question to be asked here. We are still buying lots of stock in as well that we're going to get through with you. We've got an i10, we've got a Panda we've just bought off a subscriber, a little 1.2 Panda. We got the Peugeot TP, and I've just picked up a Doblo. So I've got two of these kind of sort of, I don't know, what do we want to call them, MPV type things. Just picked up this Doblo. It's got a nice ding in the front wing there, which I imagine, to be honest, will be able to be popped back out again. If not, we'll just get there'll be a wing the same colour. Yeah, nice Doblo. I think it's a 1.9 diesel. It's got good miles, 58,000 miles on it. And other than that, front wing, it's really clean. I drove it back. It goes really well with that engine in it. It's got a load of punt in it. I don't know if that's the 150 1.9 diesel. I'll double check. I'm sure someone will comment down below. But anyway, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you can catch up with all the drama of selling really old used cars. Today is your last opportunity to enter the raffle for the 2016 Vauxhall Adam 1.4 Glam. It's got brand new MOT on it. It has had a fresh service, so it's all set to go for a new owner. Don't forget, we're supporting the charity Little Willow's Wish with this, which helps families that have children in hospital. They're getting a proportion of the proceeds. And should you want to just get involved and support the charity and support the channel, you're not really that bothered about winning the car, then the alternative prize is it will give you £1,000 cash and about £1,000 worth of topped-on diagnostic and jump pack equipment. We'll then sell the vehicle off and give the proceeds from that to the charity as well, minus your £1,000. So